Hey, welcome back to another Celebrity Chef. We're right back here in the Kayhi Culinary Kitchen, and when was the last time we were here? It has been forever.
It was last year.
No way.
Last year.
Kayhi Top Chef was the last time.
That was it.
It's been way too long.
Been way too long.
And
We're
I'm
happy
super
to do
hungry.
this.
What are we making today?
Today
it
we're
looks
going
really
to
yummy.
put together hamburger patties. We'll have blue cheese, bacon, and jalapeno in them, and then we're going to cook it and warm up your morning.
Yeah. Considering that I hate spicy food, this is going to be a real wake-up call.
Oh, well, this is not spicy.
It's
just your imagination.
Oh, right. Okay. Spoken like a true man. Okay, so no seeds equals less spice, correct?
Correct.
Look,
correct.
my face is already getting hot just thinking about this.
We will trim that off, and we won't put much in there for you.
Okay.
It brings a jalapeno, fresh jalapeno brings a really nice flavor as well.
I'm gonna keep you to your word on this. You being a pastor in addition to a teacher.
Correct. If it burns your mouth, then I'll refund your money.
Oh, great. Thanks. Okay. So burgers are typically very simple, but I know there's got to be a first step. What is it?
The first step is you wash your hands.
Okay.
Always wash your hands. Our hands carry so much bacteria, it's disgusting. And so we'll make a trip back here. I'll wash my hands, go through that process, and we'll come up here and we'll do this.
But then also because we're working with raw meat.
Raw meat, and when we're done with the raw meat, we'll wash our hands again, then we'll grill it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, so we'll head back to the hand washing sink. And commercially, what DC requires is there be a hand washing sink in a restaurant. Now, in home, people don't have hand washing sinks.
Of course.
So they'll usually use the sink that they do their dishes and stuff in. And the soap that you do your dishes in, like Joy or any of those, are sufficient to kill the bacteria.
Oh, okay.
They're actually much better than a bar soap.
All right. Sweet. Okay, my hands have now been clean for an hour.
They've been cleaned and you have no rings on,
True,
which is a
no
good
rings.
thing. We're going to do what's called mise en place, which is a French term, means everything in its place. In other words, everything needs to be ready. And so we already have the bacon and the blue cheese and the beef, ground beef, but we have this jalapeno we need to prepare so that when we get ready to put it together, we don't have to stop the process. To go wash our hands again to go from this to the jalapeno.
All right, that makes a lot of sense.
So on the jalapeno, you do not want the seeds, okay? We'll move these things
I know
out
I
of the way.
don't want the seeds. I
You
can
do not
guarantee
want the
it.
seeds, so you're
I'm
going
not
to-
sure if I even want the pepper, but I'll trust you.
I am very trustworthy most of the time. Okay, so this part
Is there
here.
a trick to getting them out?
Yeah, it's called using your thumb.
Oh.
And so we're just going to peel this right out of here like so and use our thumb and take it out. And we're only going to use half right now.
Okay, so you're going to use jalapenos, but is there anything else that you could add in as opposed to?
Yeah, you could put habanero,
Ooh.
which would make it hotter.
No.
That one would
because I smell
definitely-
it from here.
That one would definitely light you up. Now, this stuff here is bitter, so you don't want it. So we're going to trim. We're going to take these, okay, and we're going to trim that off. We do not want that. Okay, same thing on this side. We're just going to trim some of that off, and get it out of the way. Then we're going to take these and we're going to cut slivers. And when you grab the knife, you pinch the blade and wrap
This
your
is the
hand
part I
around.
never get.
Okay, and this is just so that we can get a nice fine mince. The reason being, it'd be easier to distribute it in the hamburger with a fine mince and have less of it, but have it spread out. Okay, and then we're going to start on one end, and we're just going to do a fine mince. Okay, so that there's not big pieces in the hamburger.
Oh, thank
Because the
goodness.
idea is to add a little flavor, but not to make it hot.
All right.
And jalapenos, actually, believe it or not, one of the milder of the peppers. There are many that will light your fire. And
I'm such a wimp when it comes to hot food.
how can you need to get over that.
Well, I'm sorry. Okay,
And-
so you've got it finely minced.
And this is all I really need. And
See, it never ceases to amaze me. You chefs, like there's nothing here, and then all of a sudden, bang! There's this huge meal.
okay, so we have our jalapeno, we have our hamburger meat, we have our blue cheese, and our bacon. Now, depending on what size you want, that's how much hamburger meat you go. We're going to go with a 6-ounce patty.
Yeah, but you were making half pounders the other day.
I know.
I saw that on Facebook.
You want a half pounder?
No, not this early in the morning.
Okay, so we're going to take meat, and what I've done, I put saran wrap on this scale so that when I put this on it, I'm not contaminating the scale. And we're going to want that. There's your half pounder right there. We don't want that much. There's 7 ounces. There
Could
we
you
go.
pre-make these?
What's that?
Could you pre-make?
Oh,
these
absolutely. You
ahead
can
of
take
time?
these and make them and freeze them. All right, so we're
And
now,
what if you were not a person that eats hamburger? Could you use turkey?
you could use turkey. You could use
Or if you're on a diet or
pork.
something?
You could use ground pork.
Oh, cool. That would be interesting.
All right. And,
Now this is the part I want to see because I want to just.
all right, so we're going to take this hamburger, and we don't have to be exact. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is work on it on here because it's just a little easier than on the plastic. And we're going to take it don't have to be exact. You're going to take it, make a ball, and you're going to flatten it out. Okay? There's no way to not get your hands at this. You can put a glove on if you want to, but the trouble with the glove, it's not necessary on
all,
something
look, it's all bulky.
yeah, and something that you're going to cook. It's
Right.
okay to touch it. If
I mean,
it's-
'cause look
if-
at that.
Yeah, if you're going to eat it and if it's ready to eat, then you need to have gloves.
But if you were going to serve this at a school lunch, got to do the gloves, right?
Well, only not before it's cooked.
All right. Okay.
That's only for ready to eat food.
Okay.
Food that's got to be cooked, whatever possibly could be in my hand, is going to be killed with the oven.
All right.
Okay. So then we're going to take, and I'm going to use the tongs because I don't want to put my hand, which I've contaminated, into this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take some of the bacon. I'm going to put it in here. And
Yay, bacon! I love bacon.
and
Everyone
we're
loves
going to spread
bacon.
it around. Then I'm going to take some of the blue cheese, and I'm going to put it in here. And the reason I use blue cheese, you can use any cheese you want. You can do cheddar, you can do mozzarella, you can do pepper jack if you're a spicy person.
You see Jacob,
But-
the camera dude over there? He's just salivating already.
Yeah. The reason I do blue cheese is because blue cheese is a little bit pungent.
Yeah.
And so cheese always mellows when it's cooked. And so this is still a cheese
Ooh, a
that
pepper
you can.
jack would be good.
Pepper jack.
That would be
All
really
right.
cool.
Then for your sake, I'm going to put this in here so that I can make
You're
sure I
gonna,
get it.
for my sake, you're going to put double in there. Is
No,
that how that goes?
I'm going to make sure that it gets distributed well.
Okay.
Now that seems like
A lot?
but if you go like to one of the Mexican restaurants and you get sliced jalapenos with that's less than 1 slice of the jalapeno.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
Okay.
it's not as much as you think. All right, so we've got this ready.
Yeah,
we're-
because we only used half to begin
and
with.
we didn't even use half of the half. So you use less than 1/4 of a jalapeno. And then we're going to flatten this out too, except
So is there a possibility, have you ever made a mistake and put too much cheese in there and it kind of oozes out?
yes, but I don't think you can have too much cheese. Oozing is okay.
Okay. I like that concept.
All right, then we're going to take this, we're going to put it on top. And it doesn't matter that this piece is smaller than the other
That
one.
was totally going to be my next question.
Because watch what happens. I'm going to pick this up, I'm going to put it inside this, and I'm going to wrap it. This is the part you're going to like. Now I can work with this and not have to worry
Oh,
about
okay.
it losing the product inside or anything like that.
You know what's also really cool is you could probably make this a day ahead of time and have it in your fridge just like that, right?
Absolutely.
How many days could you have it in there?
Well, what we've done is when we do this, we do about 10 pounds of it, which makes we get about 24 out of 10 pounds, and we take them and freeze them. And then
Oh.
when we're ready to cook them, we bring them out and cook them. I have some in the freezer right now.
Oh, very
All right,
cool.
so
Okay.
this is ready. You can salt and pepper it to taste. I'm not going to because there's salt in the bacon
Right, I was gonna
and
say.
in the blue cheese. And so we're going to keep it as low sodium because you can always add
Hey,
if
kick it up a notch and put some red pepper on there. No, don't do that now. No,
I
no.
have some.
No.
All right, and so we want to stop this so we can move over?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move over to the grill, which is around here.
Okay, grill.
So before I put this on the grill, let me talk about some options in making this. You can stuff this burger with anything you want. I put onions and I put mushrooms and different
mushrooms.
cheeses and different
Swiss
inside.
mushroom.
Whatever you're going to put in, though, you need to make sure if it's a raw product, you want to cook it first.
Okay.
Because if you get it hot enough in the inside to cook, say, raw bacon inside, then your burger is all dried out. So you have to pre-cook that burger if you're using. Pre-cook the bacon, or do like I did and use a product that's already cooked.
Okay, now this is confusing to me because now, granted, this is a commercial kitchen, but I'm a big griller.
You can do this.
Not like the old home burger thing.
Yes.
It just has a bad connotation.
Correct. Yeah, and I would agree. If you are not going to put these on a charcoal grill, and you can do them fine on charcoal grill too, then you have to compensate with some flavor, because you don't get the flavor. And there's a couple of ways to doing that. One is there's a product called liquid smoke. You can put a little smoke on it if you wanted to, which I do often.
That stuff is dangerous.
Yeah, when I say little, I mean
little
really,
tiny bit.
And what we're going to do for you today, just to add some additional flavor, is instead of just plain oil, we're going to put a little bit of sesame oil on it, which is going to bring a little bit of an Asian flair to this burger. And it doesn't take too much, because you don't want the sesame to overpower it. And sesame's pretty strong.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to take this patty and we're going to put it on. Really critical, whether you're doing it on a grill or whether you're doing it in a pan at home or on a grill.
How hot is that?
This is 275.
Okay.
Is that you do not ever press down on a patty when it's cooking, and you only turn it once.
Really?
Because you're
I
pushing
did not know that.
You're pushing all of the juices out of it. So we're going to put this on here, and it's going to begin its cooking process, and I'll get this vessel out of the way. And while this is beginning, I need to go and get this raw product off my hand so that we'll be ready to handle it here.
All right, so I'll keep a careful eye on this, because I didn't touch anything.
Okay,
Buns.
so I just took the bun and put it on the grill. It does two things. It warms up the bun, plus it's going to give a little bit of texture to the inside.
Little toast, right?
Now you can put garlic butter and whatever on it, but we're just going to go with a fairly plain bun right now. This, you can watch as the hamburger cooks.
They're wigging me out that you haven't flipped it yet. It really is.
And the temptation is to flip it way too early.
Yeah, and keep going back and forth.
The reason being is you cook it about 60% on the one side, then the other 40% on the other.
Okay.
And while we were in between, I took just a little bit of that blue cheese. I put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds, and we're going to put this on top of the burger. Now you could put just the blue cheese crumbles on it, but it doesn't melt down like this.
At the very end, though, because you still have to flip it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, not till I flip it.
Okay. Correct.
And it will be on the top.
And it'll kind of ooze down?
Yes.
Ooh.
And plus it'll give it that much stronger blue cheese flavor.
Nice, okay.
And since I'm a blue cheeseaholic, it works out pretty good. Okay, so we're ready to flip this now. You can see it's come up.
And it's been on there for what, about 3 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. And it's one of the reasons I cook it at a little bit lower temperature. Because you could cook this at 350, but you run a much higher risk of this being crispy.
Okay, so here's the thing. All the most stoves, if not all stoves at home, they don't have a temperature gauge like
Correct.
that. So if I'm going to be, say, on my electric stove in a skillet, what am I going to have it on?
Well, it depends on
whether every stove's different, right?
Well, it depends on whether it's a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 6. These are 1 to 6, and I would do it on a medium to medium high, but not high. So if it's on a 1 to 10, high is anywhere from 8 to 10.
Right.
So you're looking at maybe 6 or 7 at the most. Because
look at that.
The faster you cook it, the more probability of it being dried out.
Right. And
or crispy on the outside and raw on the inside, which is not good.
No.
Hamburger is cooked, ground beef, ground pork is cooked to a minimum of 155 to meet the DEC standard. Now you can, in a restaurant, order it to be less than that, but you do so understanding that you're doing it less than the recommended.
I'm surprised you haven't had to sign a form, right?
Well, I'm surprised I haven't done that too, because the public, myself including, need help protecting themselves.
See, I like my meat rare though. Yeah. I do not like meat well done. Ooh, that looks nice.
Now, the reason ground beef is higher than beef, and there's a good reason why you cook ground beef more. The E. coli is on the intestines of the animal, and when they butcher, sometimes they hit the intestine and that comes.
Oh, really?
And if it's on a roast, it's on the outside. If the roast is cooked to 135 on the inside, the outside is more like 160. But when you grind it up, all of that goes down inside olive meat. That's why ground beef has to be to a higher temperature.
Huh, I totally didn't know that. Interesting.
Well, I'm full of all kinds of
So now
useful
I can...
and useless facts.
All right.
And
So we're going to leave that on for how long?
Another 3 minutes or so. You want to make sure that it is done.
Okay, so quick question. 2 minutes or less. Tell me your biggest accomplishment this school year with the program.
We've started the beginning stages of what we're calling Kayhi Cafe and producing restaurant food that right now is available to the faculty. We haven't found a way to make it available to the students yet because of the competition with the
school lunch program.
But if as long as we sell it outside the school lunch time, a student can buy it as well.
Oh, okay.
And so we're trying to figure out how to do that. And we're hoping next year to be able to allow community members to come in and buy lunch
very cool.
be on campus, because we think that people coming on the campus, seeing our students do things, and just seeing our students period is a big positive.
Right, totally.
Because we have
a
great student body.
Well, okay, who in this town has not eaten Kayhi culinary food? I mean, seriously, think about it.
I don't know.
I think everyone at some fundraiser or event or something that you've catered, every one of us has had a meal that has come out of this kitchen.
Okay, now for you, this is about where you want it. So I'm going to pull this a little bit earlier than I would if I were selling it to the general public, okay? You can see that all that pink has pretty much disappeared all the way around it, and so it's good and hot. And we're going to, just for the sake of wanting you to taste what this is, we're not going to put any condiments on it.
Okay.
But normally you would put mayonnaise or mustard or whatever you want.
Big mayo fan.
And but I want you to make sure that you get the good taste, and you can taste the jalapeno.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, it's not going to be
Does
hot
he have a
like
glass
you're
of
thinking.
water somewhere?
I have coffee.
Oh, that's true. No, Jacob, the camera dude, stole it all.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pull this off. And normally what a good idea, and I'm going to take a paper plate, is you let this sit just for a little tiny bit. Meat,
Let it rest a little bit?
Yeah, let it rest. It doesn't take long, but it helps it to absorb into the juices and they don't run on you quite as much.
Right.
And this will continue to cook. And so we'll know that it's done, okay?
Nice.
Now,
Can I ask you another question? Cleaning the grill. Tips?
for this, I'll turn the heat off and it will cool down somewhat. You can put some water on here, and anything that's stuck on there just steams. It's like steaming it right off.
Oh,
and then when it's cooled down a little bit more, we use one of the green scrub pads, clean it, and the last thing we do is treat it with oil.
Oh, okay.
While it's still warm and the oil seeps down into all the little scratches. You can see there is no griddle that doesn't have scratches on it.
Exactly.
And so we're going to take this now and we're going to put it on the bun. All right, and again, I'm trying to keep my hands from touching the meat. And then this is it.
Look how good that looks. Awesome.
And,
Very cool.
That is
And it's huge, too.
slightly over a third pound burger. And maybe a little bit more because of the blue cheese and the
Do you have
bacon.
a knife that I can slice it in half so the folks at home can see what is on the inside?
I actually have a knife, and this is a present to you. And
No way.
for future videos, this is a I'm not German. Wüsthof knife. It's a
yay.
Santuco. The nice thing about these, because of this curve, if you use a straight chef knife and you push down, your hand slips, then you will cut yourself on the tip. But these are curved, and so your hand slides off.
Oh my gosh!
And so
thank you
I'll
so
expect
much.
to see this on TV shows.
Oh, I
okay?
love it! Look at that.
So now on video, you get to pull it out of its plastic case.
Oh, come on! You know me in packaging.
So what you can do.
That is so nice. Thank you so much. Chef Joel is going to be jealous.
Well, Chef Joel gets stuff when he visits me too. Especially a lot of help.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I'm excited, and I can't remember the young man's name, but he's the chef out at Clover Pass.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's from Louisiana.
Yes, very nice young man. And he's going to be doing something with the district and helping to prepare a wild Alaska salmon stuffed with crab in a berry sauce for this as part of the Alaska to School grant.
Yes.
And so he's going to come in and work, and kids are going to work with him to do it, prepare for
Oh,
lunch.
nice. I like that.
There you go.
Oh, cool. So I can cut
And it's
my new
very
burger.
sharp.
I know, that's why do you see me trembling? I don't want to cut myself again.
How about if I remind you how to hold the knife?
Like that?
Pinch the blade.
Pinch
and then
the
wrap
blade.
your hand around. There you go.
Like
And
that?
Yeah, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, and I just heard it crunch. Okay, so let's do this. Wait, first tell me why.
Okay. When you hold it this way, your blade wobbles. When you hold it this way, it puts a lot of strain right here. So if you grab the blade, you have control and it doesn't wobble on you.
Oh,
and
interesting.
you make nice straight cuts.
Interesting. All right, so let's give the folks at home a look inside of there. Ooh, that looks yummy.
Now, another 30 to 40 seconds and that would have been completely brown all the way through. So it's really a small...
Do I get to try it now?
You get to try it now. A small,
Yum.
minute amount of time difference. See, and it's not overpowering hot, is it?
I'm supposed to be a bite. That's really good.
Now, just cut some other pieces, allow some other people to have a try at it. Including our coffee beef. All right, so some other people, get them on video trying it as well.
Look at you, just jump right in there and take up the camera, dude.
He says if I'm going to get on camera, I'm going to get on camera for some of the glory too.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on around, guys.
We need 3 more people to try. And
That's really
that
good.
is so simple to
It
do.
is wonderful.
And you can freeze them ahead of time, and if you have a party and you're gonna have people over, you want to grill outside, you just pull them out the day before, let them in the fridge so they'll thaw. They don't leak anywhere because they're wrapped in that plastic wrap.
There's the bacon.
Delicious. So good. It's got a lot of flavor. You don't need any condiments on that.
Yeah.
That's delicious. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome.